Good everyone, welcome back. Today was my first day on a completely new trading platform and it was definitely a bit of a scramble. But even with the slow start, I still managed to finish green. So here's what happened. Unfortunately, I ran into an issue with my trading platform this morning, which meant I had to switch over to set up TradeZero TZ1 platform. It's still in beta, so it took me a while to get everything ready. And by the time I was set up and ready to trade, I'd already missed a couple of early moves, BSLK and ATNF to name a couple. But I ended up trading MNTS. So let's break down the trade. So MNTS popped up around 8 o'clock and I had watched it through this push up here and through here, and it started to pull back here and I got in at 146, just in here. 146 in there on that pullback. It did drop a little bit more in the next candle, but I held through that pullback down to sort of 140. And actually, while this was going on, because it was a new platform, I was a little bit out of sync with my execution. In fact, I had some issues with the platform. I entered the trade okay, managing to execute the buy order, but I wasn't sure if it had filled properly. And then I had an issue setting up a sell order, almost shorting the stock instead. Eventually I figured out how to enter the sell order and decided to place it at $1.56 for a 10-cent win. But I couldn't see where my unrealized profit was displayed, but that may have just been me. Then my sell order executed and I still had a buy order sitting on the chart at 146 for 100 shares, but it wasn't listed in the active order screen. So that confused me. I just cancelled it and that seemed to clear it. And when I checked my portfolio, it hadn't updated with realized profit. So I wondered, did that trade actually happen? I did check on TradingView and it did show that the trade had gone through, and everything was okay. So in the end, everything worked and the platform updated with the realized profit a little bit later. So in the end, everything was okay. So back to the trade, you can see here, I got in here at 146, out at 156 on this candle here. Really probably could have got back in around that level again, around 140, around 146, 147 for a push back up over to 165. Might have been another good trade there. But I'm only taking one trade a day really, and if my first trade's green, then I'm pretty much walking away. Also, the other reason is that I had a pretty full-on morning setting up the new platform, getting used to the layout. I haven't traded on that platform before. I have used it and gone through it to have a look at it, but that was the first time I'd actually put a live trade through on it. And yeah, just getting used to it was a bit of a challenge. But anyway, I called it a day after that. I wasn't feeling very well either last night, and I'm still not that great, to be honest. So that was pretty much my night. Prior to that, I did see some other stocks moving. What was it? BSLK. I looked at this one. I think this was a little bit too. This actually moved pretty well in the open session. Was that it? Yeah, at 7 o'clock it sort of popped up here off of VWAP, made a push up to, what's that? Push up to 428 here from around 350. So I put a little bit of a move in there and had moved a bit earlier on in pre-market. Open pre-market it popped up as well. But after that push, it didn't look very good at all until obviously later in the open session after 10 o'clock. It put in a very good move up to a high of 17.55. Not when I can trade though, unfortunately. Yeah, and even now it's still holding above VWAP at around $11. So, and the other one I saw was ATNF. This popped up at the start of pre-market from $11 all the way up to $19 at the start of pre-market. I was kind of watching it from around 6:30 as it sort of come back up to VWAP here a couple of times, looking to, well, teasing really that it was going to break through VWAP. Eventually did around 7:40, 7:45, 7:30, sorry. Broke through VWAP and eventually did push up to about 16.60. It was a bit more higher price for me at this stage. I did think about getting in here at the low around $15 and seeing if it would break back to VWAP. But when it broke up on this candle here, I'll just bring it up a bit bigger. So I was watching it through here, thinking about getting in around $15. It broke through VWAP on this candle here and then rejected hard all the way back down to 15. And that put me off trading it. Probably should have been in for the dip actually at 15, 15.10, 15.20, somewhere around there, as it did actually rally back up and put in a new high at 16.78. So it would have been a decent trade. But with my account, 10 shares maybe in that. So, with 10 shares, is it really worth the risk? I decided not to do that. So, yep. And the other one was CGTX, which was more within my price range, but this one I think had a higher float. Yeah, so that popped at 7 o'clock too, from about 140, only went up to about 157. But I think this float on that was, 59 million. So a bit more thickly traded, heavily traded this one. So I didn't really like the look of that either, even though it was more of a nicer price for me. I just, didn't want to get into that one. So that was pretty much it. So I only took the one trade today on, what was it? MNTS. One trade on MNTS, 10 cents a share, $10 profit today. So that brings me into the green for this week, which is good. If I can get a couple more green trades, $10 each day, then this week's looking better, and that'll push my P&L curve back into over the black, into the green again for the month. So let's hoping that I can achieve that. Not a huge day, but considering the platform switch and a slow start, I'll take a green trade any day. I wrapped it up there. I wasn't feeling 100% and I have been a little under the weather, so no need to push it. Tomorrow, I'll be more settled in with the new platform and ready to go from the opening bell. See you in the next one. Hei a popo.